What's going on, everybody? Prophecy Wiz, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys something really special and fun. I'm talking about a card that's going to be releasing just a few weeks from now, something I've been testing a lot myself personally, and something that I think is very likely to change a lot in Yu-Gi-Oh! For the foreseeable future. I think it very well might be the strongest, most egregious card Konami has ever printed that's actually playable. So the card that I am talking about today is going to be the Lunalight Liger Dancer. If you guys like content like this, by the way, please be sure to like and subscribe and comment below your guys' thoughts. I know this one's probably going to be very contentious in the comment section below because it's definitely like a big claim, but just stick with me for the remainder of the video because I'm kind of going to explain some of my reasonings behind this and why I think it is so strong. I think some of the things are obvious, but I think it actually might be the craziest card I have ever seen Konami print. The power creep is absolutely incredible, and yeah, I think it's really going to change things for deck building moving forward. So definitely let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this kind of content, like I said, like and comment, and check out my Twitch, linked below at prophecywiz_, where I stream every Monday through Friday and most Saturdays and Sundays. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So the Lunalight Liger Dancer is absolutely incredible. The card reads, it must be fusion summon with the above materials. It's unaffected by card effects except for Lunalights, which is actually crazy because A, that will affect the mirror, but B, the Lunalight cards can boost their attack, so that is pretty funny. And then it can make a second attack during each battle phase, and once per turn is a quick effect. You can send a Lunalight monster from the extract to the graveyard and destroy all your opponent's special summon monsters. God, where do I even begin with this card? It has 3,800 attack and 3,500 defense. I truthfully just can't believe that they are printing a card like this. Like I said, when I read it, every single deck I had been testing for the NAWCQ, I was like, how am I going to out Liger Dancer? How am I going to out Liger Dancer? Because it's not just as simple as having an out to Liger Dancer. It is, like, what it comes down to is not, do I have an out to Liger Dancer? It is my opponent going to allow that out to actually happen, right? Like, yeah, Underworld Goddess outs it, but your opponent's just going to nuke your field by the time you have the ability to Underworld Goddess, which is interesting to say the least. One of the other things that I think is so crazy about this card, not only is it huge, so like it's already a pain to attack over, it's unaffected, so like you really have no choice other than to attack over it. And then it could just nuke generally whatever you were trying to attack over it, or like in your route to getting to it. But there's 13 one-card starters, which is pretty formidable, and then there's a lot of other two-card combos. And all of those cards completely on their own summon 3 copies of Liger Dancer and a Spell and Trap Negate while leaving cards in hand. So, like, that is what I think is, like, especially crazy about it, is, like, there have been cards in the past where I know people are going to be in the comment section and probably be like, oh, well, there's this card or this card that was technically does the same thing or is stronger, blah, blah, blah. But it's the efficiency of how crazily you can just summon all 3 copies of it. And, like, it's just impossible to out 3 of it. I know I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments who are like, Sphere Mode, but you know what I'm getting at. Like, nobody's main decking Sphere Mode, and, like, in the reality of the situation, like, I tested about 30 or 40 hours this weekend, just nonstop, or just bunkered down because I really wanted to figure out, like, either how to beat this deck or how good it actually was. And, like, it was constantly that I was getting hit with 3 hand traps and summoning 2 of it with the Spell and Trap Negate and a hand trap in hand. And that's just not reasonable. Like, they just can't, they're not going to deal with it. Your opponent, doesn't matter what decks they're going to play. I know that there's going to be people who are like, oh, well, you know, the Ryziel deck can put up Detonator and then boost it. And the true reality is that, like, once you start summoning multiple copies of this, they just will not be dealt with. If your opponent plays well with it, it's just going to sit there infinitely. It's not going to be able to be outed, and it's just huge. It attacks twice. I just, yeah, it was bothering me a lot that I felt like I couldn't deal with it. And then once I played it, I realized they're actually just summoning 3 copies of it. And if they're good, they're summoning 3 copies under multiple hand traps. You know, at least 2 copies, and you always have a spell and trap negate. It's very, very strong, and like the more I play the deck, the more I see like how you can just beat every single hand trap, and yeah, it's just very, very, very good. I think that this card is going to force you, like there are going to be certain decks that are just going to concede it and not have a reasonable out, and in those, like a good example I think is the Fiendsmith like cash deck, right? Like I just don't think that they are fitting Underworld Goddess, and I don't even think that deck's very bad. But I think if you know what you're doing, you're just gonna wait until Desiree. Desiree can't send it, and like Desiree can't become like Desiree can't be indestructible via any of the equips. So like you just let them go to the battle phase, you nuke it, and like one single copy of Laggard Dancer like simply just will not be outed by that deck. They will not do anything about it. They will just accept that it's going to win the game, and that's something that I can't remember, at least in a long time. Like I feel like the last like few cards that were kind of like that were like Pirelli Noir, but that deck was like very played, so everybody was playing like, and they were trying to summon it on your opponent's turn, so there was like Book of Moons and XYZ Encore and like things like that that like could turn off the unaffected. But this card is just a lot more it's just a lot more difficult, like way more difficult to deal with than even X Pirelli Noir, which is like also a pain. Although that card, when it was crazy, was drawing six cards and sending multiple times. I think the Laggard Dancer is just it just being so huge, being so easy to summon. I know some people have been playing heavy polymerization. I definitely don't think a card's a bad side deck option, and like just that in one literally like just immediately summons this and just game breaks. This is the only deck I have tested for the end of WCQ that I could, like, there have been times my opponent just does the entire combo with the Malice deck. Like, they set up the entire full field of, like, the Omni Negate and the traps and Insane Follow-Up and have a hand trap, and, like, I will open 0 hand traps and have, like, 6 engine cards or, like, top deck into an Imperm and actually break the field and win the game. I have not been close with any other deck that, like, if, like, Malice does their full end combo and is completely uninterrupted, this is the only deck I've played that, like, actually can win those games. And I think it just shows the strength of how good it is going second. Like, I even think, like, there's a world, although it can't play as much non-engine, which is an issue, and there are certain cards that can be decent against it, I think that this deck potentially in the future, I personally am not going to play going second deck. That's just not my thing. Like, I would never play Tempai. I wouldn't play this deck going second. But I think that there is an ability that this deck could be also like a very genuine threat going second, just because this card's so egregious, so strong. And yeah, I just think Laggard Dancer is absolutely insane. I think that the fact that they could summon 3 copies of it in one turn, like with 1 card combo, right? It's not like, oh, if you open this 3 card combo, you can summon 3 of it. It's just like 1 single card, right? Like 1 copy of Gold Deal, 1 copy of Tenki, 1 copy of the spell, 1 copy of Foolish Burial Goods, Foolish Burial itself, the original. Any of them are just a full 1 card combo that just can summon 3 Laggard Dancer with the spell and trap negate, and I think that's just absolutely insane. Definitely let me know what you guys think below. Let me know what kind of cards you guys think can be good against it. I know there's probably going to be some people with some spell cards or trap cards, but the spell and trap negate also makes it like more difficult to deal with. Let me know what you guys think below. I think that a lot of people are underestimating this deck, and I think that it's going to be a genuine threat moving forward, and I think this card just might be the craziest Yu-Gi-Oh card I have ever read. So thank you guys all so much. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.